This is the ultimate gold XP farm for Minecraft Bedrock, and it's going to get you over 1,000 gold and 100 levels every single hour, so settle in and let's build. First thing we want to do is find a nice open area to build a farm in, preferably far away from any mountains, and if you want to build over an ocean, you absolutely can, but this is a nice area, so I'm going to go ahead and build here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to build 72 blocks into the air using our scaffolding, and an easier way of doing that is by taking our Y coordinate, which is 64 blocks, and then adding 72 blocks to that, which would give us a total of 136. So we're going to place scaffolding all the way to Y level 136. And I feel like this goes without saying, but depending on where you built your farm, it is not going to be Y level 136 unless your bottom coordinate is 64, so you're going to have to do the math for yourself. But we're going to go ahead and grab our blocks now, and at the top of the scaffolding post, we're going to create a giant rim. Well, I guess it's actually a rather small rim of 3x3 blocks here. And then from here, we're going to take our blocks again, and we're going to build out 4 blocks to the right, or whatever direction you want. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and fill in the rest of this platform. This is going to be where we AFK, and then we're going to grab our blocks again, and we're going to go out 3 more blocks, 3 more blocks, and we're going to have a 2x2 hole in the center here. So this is a 3x7 block slab, and then this little U-shape extension on top. And after building the AFK platform, we're going to climb down our scaffolding now, and we're going to count 6 scaffolding faces. So I hope that made sense. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that way we are 1 block lower. So we can go ahead and place down our block by highlighting the edge of the hitbox, just like that. Go ahead and climb up our scaffolding now. You'll see that we are on Y level 130. We're going to create a 3x3 rim going around the scaffolding. And just to double check, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scaffolding in between our 2 platforms. So that's going to be our AFK platform where we collect the XP. And down here is going to be the collection platform where all of the items are stored. We're going to extend this out to be 5 blocks wide. And then we want this to be 16 blocks long. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 blocks. Again, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and connect this up to create a giant platform where, again, our collection system is going to be. And we're actually going to be smelting the gold swords as well to get a little bit extra gold by smelting them into gold nuggets. Once you have your platform laid out like this, we can go ahead and grab our chests. We're going to come over to the edge of the platform here, leave a 1 block gap from the edge, place down a double chest, leave a 1 block gap. We're going to place down our double chest right here, give us a little bit more space, sorry about that. And then we are going to extend this out 1 more block by leaving a 1 block gap. Go ahead and finish it off, and this is what our chests should look like. We're now going to double up these double chests so that they are 2 chests tall, so that way we have a little bit extra storage. And if you want to extend these down, you absolutely can. You could literally extend this all the way down to bedrock and just use this for literal days. All right, there are 2 minor mistakes we need to fix. First off, I misspoke. This chest should be 1 block ahead of this smelting chest here. So go ahead and make that change. And then up here, we want to make sure that there is a 2 block gap here. And I accidentally extended the platform out 1 block too many at the beginning. So once you have made those 2 minor adjustments, we are ready to go ahead and move on. Again, I do apologize. One last way to make sure everything is set up properly is your last sorting chest should be directly under your AFK platform on the last block. Now that we have all of that set up, we are going to grab our blocks again, and we're going to create pillars 3 blocks tall in between each of the chests. We're then going to go around to the front and grab our stairs now. Make sure that these stairs are upside down, that way we can still open up the chests on the top here. We're then going to come around back and grab our packed ice, and on these 3rd blocks here, we're going to place down our packed ice, and then we are going to grab our hoppers now, and we're going to run our hoppers into the backs of all of these chests and all of these stairs. So we're just going to go ahead and finish this off. We now want to grab our blast furnaces, and we're going to come around here, place down 2 hoppers running into this bottom chest here. We're then going to grab our blast furnaces and place down 2 blast furnaces on top of those hoppers, 2 hoppers into those blast furnaces in the front, and then 2 hoppers running down into those blast furnaces. We can then go ahead and set down a chest right here, which is going to be our fuel chest. And if you have leftover gold swords, which you probably will if you use this farm for a long time, you can easily build as many of these little smelteries as you would like. I'd rather just have the gold swords despawn, but if you really are hell-bent on smelting every single gold sword, then you can easily just extend this to have another super smelter right beside it. Okay, I hope that made sense. We're now going to grab our stairs, remove these 2 blocks and these 2 blocks as well, come around back and place down our pillars offset now, just like this. This is a little design change for you. And we're going to flip our 2 stairs upside down, so that way we can place down our levers to lock and unlock the hoppers, so that way you can collect the XP inside of the blast furnace. Right, and with those levers now, we are ready to go ahead and move on to the back. We have to put the redstone in, but first we want to come over here and place down a 2x2 of mud in our AFK chamber. We're then going to grab our hoppers, and this is going to be one of the weirdest collection systems you will ever see. We're going to place down a hopper pointing into this block right here. So we want to have a temporary block and then a hopper. Then we want to have a ice block right here, temporary blocks on both sides here, or actually those are going to be permanent blocks. We're then going to grab our droppers, and we're going to place down a dropper right here and a dropper right here. We can then go ahead and remove this temporary block, run a hopper into that dispenser, and then run a hopper into that hopper. So this is what it should look like. So on the rightmost closest mud block, we have a hopper running into a hopper, which runs down into another hopper, which runs into this dispenser. And over here, we want to have the same thing. So we're going to have a hopper pointing directly down and then a hopper pointing into the other dropper. So we have 2 droppers, which are going to be collecting the items and spinning them out into our sorting system. We're going to come around back here now and place down a 3x3 platform. We're going to grab our observers now and place down an observer right here and then an observer right here. We're going to do the same thing. I am the king of symmetry, so I choose to have 2 observer clocks. However, if you would like to just have 1 observer clock, you are more than welcome to do that. Now what we want to do is we want to place down our blocks here. So we're going to place down a block right here, and then we want to make sure that this is fully encased in a U shape. So this is what it should look like from the front now. That was pretty confusing. And after letting the cogs cool down for a little bit, we're ready to move on. So we're going to grab our blocks now, and we're going to place down 3 blocks going across this second layer of hoppers, just like so. We're then going to extend this out to have 2 3x3 platforms, and we're going to go underneath of these platforms with a single strip of blocks. Now again, if you want to extend this platform out so you're not, hovering like I am, that's probably a good call. I would make this platform a little bit bigger to whatever you feel comfortable with. We now want to grab our redstone torches, and we're going to place down redstone torches on the sides of these blocks closest to the hoppers so that they are locked. We're then going to come over here, place down a temporary block beneath that block, and then a block right there. Go ahead and remove that temporary block to kind of create this shape. I don't even know what you would call that, kind of like a backwards J. We're then going to extend this out, going all the way across. Remove the center block right there, so we are left with 2 of these shapes. We're then going to grab our repeaters, place down repeaters going into each of those blocks, which are powering those torches. Grab our blocks again, place down blocks going across here, and we're going to remove that center block again, or you can leave them, it's really up to you. Now what we want to do is grab our comparators. We're going to place down comparators coming out of these hoppers right here, so 3 and 3. And yes, we are doing dual sorters here because I would like to have our storage accessible from the front. However, if you would like to have infinite storage just going across your entire thing and only doing one section of this, you absolutely can. And if that was too complicated and you didn't understand what I said, then honestly, this design is perfect for you. Now what we're going to do is grab our redstone dust. That was not meant to be an insult, by the way. Now we're going to grab our redstone dust, and we are going to create redstone dust platforms, just covering the rest of this. And now we are ready to fill in our item sorters. But first, let's grab our blocks, and we're going to place down blocks going up these pillars again. And then we are going to extend this to the other side. So we're going to create a 3-block strip on the end there. So that way our gold swords are going to get stuck on this last hopper. And again, if you want to smelt more of the gold swords instead of letting them despawn, then just add another super smelter right next to it. Now we are going to cover in the backside so that we don't accidentally flood our comparators in our redstone. And on the front here, this is completely optional. And of course, it's not in my inventory, but I like to use glass on the front. That way we can see our items going through the sorter. And again, we're just going to keep it going all the way to the last chest here. And that is the collection system done. If you want to throw a roof on this, you can. That is not the collection system done. We have to fill in our item sorters. So I'm going to grab the items and we're going to get going. Now, to fill in these item sorters, instead of having to rename an item, I'm actually starting to recommend that we just use an item that we know will never, ever go through the item sorter. In this case, I highly doubt bees' nests are going to be dropping from a piglin farm. So we're going to grab our golden nuggets. We're going to place down 5 golden nuggets in the leftmost slot. Then we're going to grab our bees' nests or whatever filler item you want to use. Of course, bees' nests probably aren't very achievable in survival mode, but any block will work here that isn't going to go through the farm. And if you want to stick with just renaming an item, you absolutely can as well. And this is what every single one of these sorters is going to look like. So if I go ahead and throw in another gold nugget, you'll see it gets sorted out and goes into the chest. Now I got to do this for the rest of these. We're going to do golden nuggets, golden bars, rotten flesh, and we're going to do the same thing. Golden nuggets, golden bars, rotten flesh. Okay, and with each of these having the items already sorted like they are here, this is what they should all look like. Again, use whatever filler item you want, and on the super smelters, they are just regular super smelters. No need to sort anything because all of the items that will go through the farm get sorted, so only gold swords will end up in these last 2 hoppers. So from here, we are going to grab our buttons, and we want to place down buttons in front of this ice block right here, this ice block right here, and we want to grab our water buckets and place, oh no, that was almost really bad, and place down a water bucket at the back end here, and then place down a water bucket in front of each of these buttons. So all of the items are going to get carried across here, and it actually looks really cool when it gets turned on because of the dual droppers. But this is the entire collection system done, and if you want to go ahead and throw a roof on this to make sure none of the items fall out, you absolutely can. So we're just going to go ahead and do that really quick. We are now moving on to the actual spawning mechanics. Congratulations, you have just built an item sorter. From the top here on our AFK platform, also, can we take a minute to appreciate the fact that this already looks like a complete build, and now we just have to build like an extension onto it? Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our pistons, and we want to place down a piston right here, which is going to be 1 block away from the edge. And then again, in alternating directions, just like this, kind of like a windmill. We're then going to grab our observers, and we want the observers to be looking into the corners of the blocks, just like so. And now we want to grab our redstone torches, place down the redstone torches on the sides of the pistons, just like this, so that it creates an observer clock. And this is basically going to blend the piglins into XP and their drops. We're now going to grab a target block and place down the target block next to that piston. Go ahead and throw down a lever on that target block, and then just go ahead and turn it on, so that way the trident killer stops moving. We can now grab our building blocks, and we're going to create a rim going around the trident killer, leaving a 2-block gap in the center here. And then again, we're just going to create another rim, this time covering that gap, so that we have a giant tube. And then we are just going to extend this so that it's 20 blocks tall, so we already have 3 blocks. So from here, we need to add 17 more blocks to the height. And after building your giant tube, we want to place down 2 slabs at the bottom of the chamber here. That way none of the baby pigmen can come out of the farm. Now we want to go over to our target block here and grab our redstone torches. Place down a redstone torch on top of the target block, and then place down a block on top of that redstone torch. And we're going to do this all the way up the farm until we get to the very top. Now, in survival mode, I know that this is annoying, but it is going to make the entire farm powered with a single lever, which makes it super convenient, and also you have a giant torch tower, which looks really cool. And once we get to the top of our torch tower, again, a 1-block gap so that we can still build our platform. We're going to come 3 blocks down on this block, place down 2 blocks right here, and then 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and place down a temporary block and then a block right there. Go ahead and set down a redstone torch and then a block, and then grab your redstone dust and run redstone dust going all the way across here. Now we want to grab our cobblestone, and we are going to build a 20 by 20 platform, and we're going to build 8 blocks in every direction. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Over here, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From here, we can connect up these two corners and create a 20 by 20 platform with our 2 by 2 hole for the drop chute in the middle. And with our 20 by 20 platform built here, we want to grab our blocks and create a giant rim going all the way around the farm. And we're going to do this with both regular blocks, and then we're also going to do it with stairs. And after placing down your rim of blocks and then your rim of stairs, this is what it should look like, but we're going to hold off on placing our water buckets for right now, just to make the building process a little bit simpler. So we're going to place down a block of obsidian right above our torch tower, count over 4 blocks, and place down another obsidian. Another way to check that everything's lined up properly is it should be centered around the center of your farm here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my cat is clawing at my door. He misses me so much. Then we're going to place down another block of obsidian, leaving a 4-block gap, and we're going to do the same thing over here, 4-block gap and a block of obsidian. So this is what it should look like now, and from here, we're going to create giant obsidian strips going across the farm to create giant 20 by 20 portals, which is going to give us lots of pigmen. So I'm going to build the giant portals. Again, these are 20 by 20 portals, so yeah. And after building all 4 of your portals, your farm should be looking rather impressive, all things considered. What we want to do now is grab our flint and steel, or if you're fancy, you can use a fire charge, and we're going to go ahead and light these portals to see which side of the portal our piglin spawns on. So they are going to spawn on the left side of the portal, which means we're going to build our lighting thingies on the right side of the portal. Such a technical name. So depending on the orientation of the farm, it could be different for you, so make sure that you know which side it is going to spawn on. Then we're going to go to this side, and we are going to place down 3 blocks. Go ahead and just remove that portal so that way we don't accidentally walk in. And we want to make sure that it is 5 blocks wide. Now we're going to make this platform for every single one of these portals on the same side of the portal. And after placing down all 4 of your platforms, we're going to grab our dispensers. That's very important. Make sure that this is a dispenser and not a dropper. And we're going to place down our dispensers in the corners of each of these platforms. Now I'm just going to show you how to build one of these platforms, and then you can do it for the rest of these. But we want to grab our blocks now, and we're going to place down a block right here. Blocks going all the way across to this platform, and blocks going all the way across to the other side of the platform. We're then going to connect these up here, just like so that each of these dispensers are connected to this redstone line here. We're going to place down a redstone torch above this redstone torch, and then again, we're just going to connect everything up with redstone dust, so that way everything is powered and the farm is currently off. So that means that these portals will not be lighting and unlighting, so that is off, and then down here, the Trident Killer is also off, and we're going to have to go ahead and light that up in a little bit. Now we're going to grab our blocks, and we're going to fill in these blocks here, just so that everything is nice and neat. And in fact, we're going to do this for the rest of the farm. So we're going to make sure that there is 2 blocks going above each of these stairs. And when it's all said and done, this is what it should look like. Again, I'm just going to show you how to build one of these, and then we're going to replicate it 4 more times on each of these platforms. From here, we want to grab our blocks, and we're going to place down blocks going all the way across our platform, leaving a 3-block strip in the center here. We then want to grab our observers and place down an observer looking into the hole here, so that when we flip around, we see the face. Go ahead and place down 2 more observers here, so that way they are powering this dispenser. Go ahead and throw your snow bucket in here, and yes, that does unfortunately have to be a powdered snow bucket. I know it's a bit of a journey to find a mountain, but it is well worth the journey. We're then going to go ahead and place down a rim of blocks going around here, leaving a 2x3 platform with the observers in the front. Go ahead and grab your trapdoors, open up all of your trapdoors, just like so, and then place down your lava above these observers, which is eventually going to light our portal. We are now going to grab our blocks and place down blocks going all the way across here, and make sure that these 3 blocks are left open, so that way the lava is exposed to the air. So as you can see, our portal is lit, and now we just have to do this 3 more times on each of these platforms. And I am just now finishing up the final fire starter thingy. Again, very official name, and just making sure that these are all the same, which they are, and we now have all 4 portals lit. From here, if we come down, we can go ahead and turn this on or off. Actually, don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. We do not have our water in place, so this thing is going to get overflowed very quickly. And in fact, there already probably are quite a few. Yep. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to grab our water buckets and just make a infinite water source right here. So just place down a quick 2x2 of blocks and then go ahead and waterlog these so that you have an infinite water source. That way you can just grab your water, go ahead and waterlog a stair. And we're going to do this for the entire farm. And I'm pretty sure that these guys actually shouldn't even be aggroed at you because they are not the regular pigmen. But if they are, just go ahead and wear gold armor and all should be well. And after placing down all of your water blocks, they should all be flowing down into the center now, and we can go ahead and grab our trident and go down to the AFK layer here. Go ahead and kill off any pigmen that are already in here, and they should all be one tap. And then just go ahead and throw in your trident. You can throw 2 if you want it to be a little bit faster. Just like so. I guess it wants me to only have 1. Okay, so throw in your trident and go ahead and turn on the farm. The trident is going to fall down. It's going to start killing things, and if we've come up here, you're going to see that our portals are flicking on and off, and all of the pigmen are going down into the farm. This thing is, there are so many of them. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to load up this thing with our fuel, so let's just go ahead and grab some coal really quick. Where do you even keep coal? I'm just going to search for it. Coal, go ahead and grab a couple stacks, and then throw it inside of this chest right here. So that way it is going to load up and all of the gold swords are going to get smelted here. If we come over here, you're going to see that they're all getting killed and all of the drops are getting picked up and sorted through the sorting system here. You know, sometimes things that seem convenient actually end up causing headaches later on. I created these 2 commands to just kill items and kill sheep. That way I didn't have them eating all of my grass, but that is currently making the farm unusable. So let's just go ahead and get rid of those. And if we come up here, we should see that the farm is now working after we slowly fly up and go ahead and turn it back on. You will see that the items, and turn it back on, you will see that the items are now getting sorted into the item sorter, getting thrown across, and then getting sorted into the various chests. The gold swords are getting over into the super smelter here, which are then getting smelted down into gold nuggets. And if we check here, you're going to see our gold nuggets are getting sorted. Our gold bars haven't dropped yet. Our rotten flesh is getting sorted out over here. More gold nuggets. So let's go ahead and AFK for about an hour and see how many drops we get and how many levels we get. Alright, just a little bit of transparency. I actually record my AFK sessions when I design the farms, but as you can see, an hour of AFK got me 100 levels. Exactly, this was a little bit more than an hour, but in that AFK session, I ended up getting about 95 levels, and all of these golden nuggets, all of these golden ingots, all of this rotten flesh, which could be traded with a villager, a cleric, all of these golden nuggets that accidentally skipped through the item sorter because I think that the droppers are too close to this first chest. But oh well, it gets sorted out over here. And then all of the golden nuggets from smelting down those swords. And again, look at all of the swords that you could smelt if you wanted to build another super smelter. And if you want to collect the XP inside of these blast furnaces, it's super simple. Just press down on the levers here, which are going to lock those bottom hoppers. Once you have the golden sword there, it is going to smelt down into golden nuggets. I have no clue how a golden nugget got there, but as you can see, the golden nuggets are getting smelted and they get stuck in the blast furnace. You can then go ahead and grab your golden nuggets, and I'm a very high level, but trust me, you got the XP. If we go ahead and unlock them, we can go ahead and grab this one as well. Same thing, there's a golden nugget in there. If we go ahead and grab the golden nugget here, you'll see I also gain some levels. Again, microscopic levels because I have so many, but levels nonetheless. And again, all of our golden nuggets here. So overall, this thing produced about 1,000 golden ingots and over 100 levels in just about an hour. This thing is absolutely insane. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. My name is 1UpMC. Please consider subscribing and leaving a like. My name is 1UpMC again, and I will see you in the next one. This was a hard video to make. A little transparency again. I am very sick and have been for like the last week, and I'm just getting through it. And I thought, you know what? I could record a video today. And I guess the comment section will determine if this video was good or not.